See what I told y'all? That one day wait wasn't that long. Come on, y'all gotta cut me some slack sometimes, you know. But yeah, I'm not
Red
recording
sun
this
is
the
now
next day.
shrinking.
This is the same day. I might not be able to finish this though because family should be on the way now. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the same day. Yeah, so y'all ain't gotta worry about. Well, y'all gotta wait a day to get the next part. I'm recording this now, and I'm probably not even gonna be able to finish it by then. So for now, let's continue. Now I'm gonna explain everyone and their ranks. So Konohamaru and his friends are all at. Well, Konohamaru is a high Jonin level, but his two friends are. I said Jonin at at high Chunin level. But his friends are at mid and low. No, at low Chunin level. Yeah. Sasuke, Ino, Hinata, Neji. No, Sasuke and alright. Ino, Hinata, and Lee. No, and Tenten were all at high at low Jonin. No, they were at. I'm gonna say yeah, low Jonin level. Jesus, Sasuke, Neji, and Rock Lee. Well, Rock Lee is at mid Jonin level, but Sasuke and Neji are at high Jonin level. Alright, Kakashi and the others who were already at alright, so anybody that was at mid to high mid Chunin level to mid to high Chunin level are at mid Jonin level. And anyone that was at high high Jonin level, Jesus, are at Sanin level. And Jiraiya, him and Tsunade are no longer just at Sanin level. They are at Kage level. They have golden headbands. And the ones who are now at Sanin level, who have the black headbands, are Kakashi, Kuren. Well, yeah, she goated at Genjutsu. It's not her fault she didn't realize that Itachi was also Mr. Genjutsu. Come on now, y'all gotta stop doing that. Her specialty is Genjutsu, bro. She did her best. My fault. I had to get that out. Yeah, but Kakashi, Jiraiya, Might Guy, Kurenai, and let's see who else. Anko. I think that's about it. Yeah, and Anko are all at almost at Sanin level. Now, let's see. No, I'm gonna say Kurenai. Alright, so Kurenai, Anko.
Red sun is now shrinking.
Alright, so my guy, Kakashi, Kurenai, Anko, and who else? There was someone else. By the way, Iruka is at high Jonin level now. Yeah, because he was at Chunin, at high Chunin level. So I'm gonna say he's at mid Jonin level. Yeah. So hold on, listen. I brought over Kakashi. I brought over Might Guy. I brought over Anko. I brought over something. I brought over. Well, not Eric. Oh, Shukaku. That was his name, Shukaku. Alright, so Ino's father, Shikamaru's dad, and I did not. I'm gonna say that the Choji clan did not come, but I'm gonna say Choji. I'm gonna say his dad. Those three, like their dads, they are at high Jonin level. They were all I'm gonna say they were at mid Jonin level. So they're at low Sanin level. Like barely scratch getting to be a Sanin, like considered Sanin. Anko and Kurenai would be at mid Sanin level, and Kakashi, Might Guy, and I think that's about it. Yeah, Kakashi and Mike got it because I can't remember anyone else that I brought over. Alright, Sonny. And then that's when, shit. Yeah, so Jiraiya and, damn, why I couldn't think of her name for a second there. Jiraiya and Tsunade are both at Kage level. They are at high Kage level because they were already at low Kage level. They just didn't have anything to rank them for it. That's why they were called Sani. So yeah, they're at high Kage level, and that's when what was our all right, so Shikamaru, because I forgot to rank him, and Choji are both at mid Jonin level. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna end that part there because if I keep going, I'm gonna keep naming people and naming things. I'm about to take a sip of this water real quick. Y'all finna catch this ASMR. Alright. I think I'm good. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm good. Anyways, man, that voice switch up is crazy. I don't know what Water be doing to me. Water be doing
Teammate down.
Anyways, like I was saying. So after this, I can't use this voice. It's annoying. Anyways, like I was saying, so after this, Naruto and his people would all have a feast tonight. Sasuke and Konohamaru especially. I'm gonna say Konohamaru is at late level, and his friends are at mid level. I mean mid Chunin level. My fault.
Supply drop in.
Konohamaru is at low Jonin level. Why? Because now he has the potential of Ashura. And the reason Sasuke is also growing hella fast is because he now has the potential of Indra. He didn't have it before, so he was only growing at such a pace. But now Sasuke has his not his EMS, but he has his Mangekyo Sharingan. And I'm gonna say Itachi, Sasuke, and Shisui all swapped their eyes. Yeah, and I'm gonna say Fugaku swapped with Itachi. No, I'm gonna say Sasuke and Itachi swapped. Almost said Shukaku. Fugaku and Shisui swapped. That's how. And Naruto healed them. So Tsunade healed them, so they didn't have to wait. Naruto would be celebrating this as Konohamaru's growth was the best out of everyone's there, considering how slow he was growing before. Sure, he was growing at an okay rate, but he was just freshly a Genin. And now look at him. He's already a Jonin, a low Jonin, but still a Jonin. And Naruto would be congratulating him as he would say that it's nothing, as he pulled out his right hand as a huge Rasengan would show up, and then it vanished into a small spear at the tip of his finger. As he add different chakra natures to it and then shoot it into the air. One second. Alright, I'm good. But yeah, like I was saying. So yeah, he would shoot it into the air after adding many chakra natures to it, as it would expand again but then explode into like these fireworks of milky chakra and different other colors. It would be beautiful, and Konohamaru would laugh saying that it was nothing and that it was just a little party trick he created, but it's also very deadly. You know, you shouldn't use this at a person unless you really want them dead. And he would have learned these different variations of Rasengan and other skills that he has in his arsenal. Sure, he doesn't want to fight his grandfather or his father, but if push comes to shove, he will. Why? Because Naruto is the man he's now dedicated his life to. And if they continue on the path that they went down, then he would gladly kill them himself. Why? Because he doesn't want their legacy to be ruined by what they're doing now. 1 second. Alright, I'm good. So yeah, like I was saying, he wouldn't want his people, their legacies to be stained because of them not liking someone. to do him like that. Konohamaru would also be very powerful. And he can link with Kurama or something. Naruto doesn't. So he told Kurama Konohamaru because he feels as if that would be the best outcome. So it's like they fused. He wasn't sealed. He just uses, like, he adds chakra to it. Like, he can still fight because, like, as we all know, Kurama is 2 pieces.
4 swans remaining.
And I'm gonna say Naruto had got full, like, all of the Nine Tails chakra, like all of it. Like, he got the soul and all of the chakra. Minato has no part of. I'm gonna say he has like some chakra, but not a lot. Like, he just took a piece with him on accident while he was dying. But over time, that chakra replenished itself. So Kurama would have just put his chakra, like one half of his chakra into Konohamaru, as he kept the other half. And he just used the other half of himself. Like, since Kurama has 2 halves, like, he can be split into 2 halves. He decided to absorb the other half to make himself whole, and gave Konohamaru that half's chakra sense. Yeah, and then he taught Konohamaru how to use like the tails and the chakra cloak. So Konohamaru now has Kurama chakra, and he can go into the tails. So Konohamaru can control up to the 6th tail, and then it starts. No, I'm gonna say up to the 7th. No. 8th tail. He can go up to 7 tails, because 9 tails. I'm thinking, 10 tails. He can control up to 7 tails. I was right the first time. So he can control up to 7 tails. Well, all of them. And then after the 7 tails, he goes into the cloaks. So he goes into the normal KCM or Kurama Chakra mode. And then Kurama Chakra mode 2, which is like the 9th. Like full 9th tail. So in the first one, he's as strong as 8 tails, and then finally all 9 tails. So yeah, and Kurama still is as strong as he was when he first before he even gave Konohamaru the chakra. That extra chakra was just going to be sitting in his body, and he didn't need it. It ain't like he's going to need backup because he's made of chakra. He can just absorb the natural chakra in the air to replenish. And then plus, Naruto can just give him chakra. Naruto is literally a man made of chakra. Well, not made of chakra, but bro, he has an unlimited amount. If he ever is about to run out, Naruto could just give him more. And if Konohamaru ever was to run out of chakra, he could just give Konohamaru more. So he doesn't have to worry about either way. So War Day would come, and before anything would even start, Naruto would fly over as they'd be sent they'd be at a location. This wouldn't be their village because they don't want the villages destroyed. Naruto and his people would send them the location, and they would show. He would see that this is made and comprised of all of the great nations. As Naruto would say, do all of the great nations want to fall today? Do y'all really want your people to put themselves to death because you decided to get rid of your Jinchuriki? As the other great nations hearing this would say that the Whirlpool Village has always been a problem, and now that Naruto is the leader of the Whirlpool Village, they'll kill him, then go destroy the Leaf Village. And the Leaf Village would offer Naruto to come back with everyone else, and they can help them take down the great nations. They can take over the world. But Naruto would deny, saying that he had no such dreams. He just wanted his people to live in peace. But first, he has to get rid of the stain that his father left behind. As Kurama would be there, but he would also be waiting. He'd have they can go in between. Alright, so yeah, Kurama would be there. He wouldn't be in his full height. Kurama would be sitting next to Naruto, and Sasuke he now has he has his Rinne Sharingan. Yeah. No, I'm gonna say he just has both of his. Yeah, I'm gonna say he hasn't got that yet. As Naruto would say that, you do know the Akatsuki is still a thing, right? As they'd see Jiraiya walk out from behind Naruto, as he'd tell them that the Akatsuki was gonna declare war on the world anyways because they were coming for the tailed beast. You do realize that they'll just take the tailed beast by force while we're taking this war on, right? And that's when the Akatsuki would show up. This war is about to be huge at this point. All of the Akatsuki would show up. As they'd be there, but they weren't there to fight. They were there to just watch. And Naruto would look at them as he'd say, Kurama, you want to go handle those guys? As he'd say, Sasuke, Itachi, Fugaku, Shisu, and Konohamaru, you guys handle the Akatsuki. The rest of you, we march forward. That's when I with the Akatsuki, as he said. Tsunade would also say that she's going that way. Naruto would say that's fine. He'll take the Kage, and the rest can handle everyone else. As they'd all laugh, saying that, of course they can. They're the strongest. And Naruto would say, keep that confidence, and I don't want any of you to die. As the Nara clan, like, they'd be on the Nara and, the Naras and the people from the, Yamanaka, Jesus, I was going to say the Ino clan. The Yamanaka clan would turn, like, towards Naruto, as, like, they would mentally tell Naruto that something isn't right here. As Naruto would say, he knows, and that if he wanted to, he could just end this war now. And they would ask, then why isn't he? As Naruto would say, I want to test my people. I want to see how far you will go. And like he said, never break each other, never get in each other's way, and none of you die. You do know this. As they'd all say, they've been working together for 6 days now. They definitely have what it takes to handle a few ninjas. As Naruto would say that he's gonna take all the tailed beast and Kage alone. And he'd jump down and land in the middle. As he'd be next to the Akatsuki and the 5 great nations. As he'd say that this war is gonna be something interesting. As he'd look at them and say that if they decide to get involved with this war, they will die. And the people of the Akatsuki would chuckle at him, as Kisame would place his blade on Naruto's shoulder, as if trying to suck him dry with Samehara. But Naruto would just stab into it with a golden sword, as it would be yanked from him, and Naruto would be holding it, as he'd say, oh right, I don't have y'all blades. So, I guess I'll add this to my collection. I wonder what'll happen if I turn this gold. As people would be shocked that he just took Hidan's blade. And I'm gonna say, since Itachi isn't there, I'm gonna say Itachi's old partner is there. And so he would rush forward at Naruto, who is holding Samehara, but Naruto would say the blade, and the blade would obey him, as it would devour this guy, as everyone from the Akatsuki would be shocked and jumped away. As Hidan would be I said Hidan. I just realized I've been saying Hidan this whole time. Ain't no fucking way I've been saying no. Bro, I'm still thinking of that other video. I had Naruto fighting against Hidan and Kakazu. Fuck, bro, no. I can't remember bro name. Fuck. What was it? Kisame. Yeah, no. I think I didn't. I don't think I've been saying Hidan this whole time. I might have been saying his name. Kisame would yell at the blade for attacking his own partner, and his partner would try to fight back, but the golden sword inside the blade would stab deeper, and it would pierce through the guy's throat. And then Naruto would yank back the sword as he put Samehada into his gate of Babylon. As Naruto would then pull out something from the gate of Babylon, he'd put up the sword and be holding an axe. He'd rush forward towards Kisame and then cut him clean. As he'd spin around and he'd cut the head off of Hidan, and then cut across Kakuzu's chest. No, he'd cut off Kakuzu's head and then slash across Hidan's chest. As he then set both of them afire, as he'd tell the ones that he sent to take them down, to kill them. As he'd walk past, and great nations plus their Kages would be shocked that Naruto just decided to, take out 3 of the members of the Akatsuki just like
Teammate that. Down.
Well, 4. As Kisame would now be dead. He would be beheaded as well. And he would be shocked that Naruto just easily took them down. Anyways, I said he would be shocked. I just realized that. Pain would be shocked that Naruto just easily took them down, and he would have sent his pains after him, only for Jiraiya to slam a Rasengan into the main body, as the other bodies would turn and go to help him, as 2 of them would lose their heads by blades that would be fired from Naruto's gates of Babylon. No one would see this, as it would have happened so fast that it just looked like Naruto is just spawning these blades out of thin air and throwing them. And so, after this happened, Naruto would keep watching everything as his people were destroying the 5 great nations, and the Kage finally decided to go to Naruto. He would have the people Naruto sent on duty up. I know damn well I'm not stuttering, bro. They got me out here sounding like Corey, bro. After this, the Akatsuki and the people Naruto told could go after the Akatsuki they would all rush at them, and they would be chasing them into the forest. As when the Akatsuki got far away from Naruto, they decided to fight back because they weren't scared of Naruto. And that's when the Kage and the Jinchuriki would have came and surrounded Naruto. This would be every Jinchuriki, but that's also when Kurama would jump down. As Naruto would say, you can handle those guys, right? And Kurama would say, of course I can. Did you think that I was weak enough to lose to my weak brethren? As he'd shoot a tailed beast bomb out of his hand towards them, which would shock them, as the 8 tails would say, that's Kurama. As all of them, that's when B would say, ain't no way, yo. As he'd jump away, but he'd grab, what was her name? Fu, I think it was, Fu. Yeah, he'd grab her, because if I remember correctly, she's his student. Or something like that. Anyways, he would grab her and pull her out of danger. The other tailed beast would try to jump out of the way, but most of them would get caught in the blast radius. They weren't too badly damaged. Well, the Jinchuriki weren't. Well, the tailed beast weren't. The Jinchuriki were a bit injured, but they weren't gonna die from that. That's when Naruto would, be chilling as he'd look at the Kage. He'd say, an old man, a flying old man, a lady. I've never been one to lie. You're one fine ass lady. As Naruto would say this with such a straight face that this would shock everyone. As he'd say, but it seems you're here to kill me, so I can't really go easy on you. Don't hold this against me. And then he'd look at the other ones. He'd look at A, he'd look at the flying guy, I can't remember his name. What was it? Anoki, that was his name. There you go. I'm not finna sit here and try to remember all their names, okay? And Hiruzen. And that's when A would step up saying that he has some pretty powerful people backing him up. And he wonders why they're all listening to a 13-year-old child and why Hiruzen decided it was necessary to summon all of these people to take on a brat. But that's when he'd receive a sword to the gut, as he didn't even see it coming. As Naruto would still be standing in his spot, as he'd say, well, could be for that reason. And Naruto would point above all of their ninja as golden blades would be showering down from the heavens onto them. Naruto would be hiding his gates of Babylon in the clouds. So all they saw was golden light shooting out of the clouds into the ninja below. As they'd be shocked, and Inoki would say, "Is this the power of a god?" As Naruto would say, "Of course it is." As he'd be shocked as Naruto would appear next to him with a sword, but luckily he got ready to shoot his particle cannon. Well, particle attack. But Naruto would summon his armor suit on, and when Naruto would cut across his chest, because he flew backwards a bit, he would have shot it and it would have hit Naruto's armor, and he thought he killed him. But Naruto would come out of the smoke as he'd start laughing Gilgamesh's iconic laugh and say that was a bit tingly, but it did nothing to his armor, as he can see that nothing can penetrate this. And he'd be saying this with such a smirk on his face. No one was ready for it at all. That's when A, with his, lightning cloak, would rush at Naruto, saying that no one has been able to match his speed except for fourth Hokage. But Naruto would appear right in front of him as they'd meet face to face. As time would seem to slow for A, as he'd be shocked as he tried to rush and get in behind Naruto and then try to sneak him with a shoulder check, or with what's that shit called? What's it called? Low key, I can't remember. But he tried to catch him with his arm out and catch his shit, right? But Naruto would say that ain't nothing for real. And he'd be standing there, they'd be face to face. Like Naruto would have appeared right in front of him as soon as he stepped away from there to get in behind Naruto, and he was on step forward. Naruto appeared in front of him, as he'd be standing there and ask him, "So where were you? I thought you said you were going to fight. Aren't you a Kage?" As he'd see B go flying overhead, as he'd slam into a tree, as he'd see the other tailed beast on the front row, their hosts on the ground. As all of the other tailed beasts would be too scared to even come out of their host to try and actually take over their host's body. Just how strong this guy he absorbs his other guy and has those chakras. He can just fully use them. His chakra amount is scaring them. It's terrifying. They always knew that Kurama was the strongest out of all of them. It was evident. But to this degree, they didn't know. And to even do all of them plus the 8 tails, that's insane, right? Kurama would be laughing as he'd say that his cousin is now over there destroying the Hokage. As he'd say that one of these days that he's going to be his brother. And Naruto would say, "You already have too many brothers." As he'd look back at A, who would have ran over to lead him, he would be. No one is dead. Well, besides the people Naruto are killing with his swords. As the Kage would go up to Naruto and plead to him to stop this madness. As he'd smirk and say, "Grovel like the mongrels you are." As they would, including Inoki, they would all bow before Naruto, who would hold up his hand as the golden ripples in the clouds would vanish. The golden light would have stopped, and the ninja that weren't dead would be scared. Naruto's people would stop as he'd raise his hand And the ones who were fighting the Akatsuki would be dragging back their bodies. Well, besides Hidan and Kakazu, they aren't dead, but they're still dragging back their bodies. Naruto would tell Konohamaru, why didn't he just atomize them using the Rasen Shuriken? Kind of did that. And he'd say that he didn't think about it that way. And he would pull out a miniature Rasen Shuriken and slam it into Kakazu as he would start to atomize. And he'd be shocked. And Naruto would look at one of them as he'd say, that guy's a doll, isn't he? As he'd say, kill him. But that's when Lady Chiyo, because I'm going to say since she's still alive, she is there, she would come out. And by the way, Gaara decided not to fight. So I'm going to say the 4 great nations instead of... No, I'm going to say 5. It's just Gaara and his brother and sister didn't decide to fight. Because they already knew who was going to win that fight. And they were already planning to join up with Naruto. He's been there before and told them to gather as many people as they can and they want that will join them. And to join them. At first they were a bit hesitant because, it's Naruto. But almost like Gaara was 100% certain that Naruto would win. As he'd say, after the war, come get me, my brother, and my sister. We will be ready with the people that I decide are worthy enough to come with me. Naruto would say, of course. And that's when Naruto would, after, stopping everyone else from dying, Naruto would call over his shinobi. As even Konohamaru and his friends even Konohamaru's friends had killed people. They were at first hesitant, but now they were confident. They didn't believe it at first. Except for now. They were defeating people that were of higher rank than them. Jonin. These Jonin were hella weak. Why? Because Naruto didn't rank them like how normal ninja are ranked. All of his ninja are stronger than the ones that are at the other villages. That's why when Naruto would tell they would be at mid Chunin level at best. And they are considered Jonin level in their village. They are mid Chunin level at best in their village. You tell them don't worry, they will get trained up and they'll be about high Jonin level. His sister and brother will be like mid Jonin level. They'll be straight. Konohamaru is now a high, he'd be high Jonin. Like he was originally at mid Jonin level. He defeated a high Jonin, normal high Jonin level person, and is as strong as someone of that caliber up in Naruto's village now. So Naruto would take off Konohamaru's headband and would give him give him a black, like a different black, it's different shades of black. As he'd tell him that he's now a part of his elite, he should always be ready to sacrifice his life for the kingdom. One second. Like I was saying. Yeah, my voice is weird. Alright, you know what? That's good enough.
Madison is now shrinking. 5 squads remain.
I have to cough or something, and I can't get rid of it, so we're gonna be like this for a bit. I'm not sick, okay? Every time I'm trying to clear my voice, it's because I feel like but I don't. It's weird, but any video you hear me go, I'm not clearing my voice because I'm about to lose it or anything like that. Or sometimes I'll be talking, I'll stutter, I'll go like it's because I'm annoyed. So ignore my bro, what the fuck? Ignore my voice, okay? Like I was saying, after this, Naruto would start to pull his people. Everyone that had fought, no one was injured, like at all. None of his people were injured at all. And the only Akatsuki member that got away was Toby or Obito. He would have seen that the Whirlpool village, or, well, Naruto's village, is the strongest, and that he would need Madara immediately in order to take him down. And Orochimaru obviously got away. Yeah, he got away with Obito. And Kabuto also got away. So, the Leaf Village had lost 100 ninja. The Sand Village had lost 103 because Naruto, after leaving, went and got Kankuro, Tamari, and Gaara. The other ones lost 100 as well, because that's all they brought. They just assumed that since the Uchiha were there, they would need at least 100 or so. And since each people were bringing 100, they thought that they wouldn't need anyone else. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, so after this, Naruto would have the three trained up, and they would reach this level, and this would be fairly quickly. And you might be wondering, why am I making Naruto's kingdom so strong? Well, because Naruto would want his kingdom to be so strong. He doesn't want them to be weak, because he never wants to have to worry about losing anyone. Never again. He couldn't save his hands because he was weak. He couldn't save himself because he was too weak. He couldn't save the guy who happened to him to be Jiraiya because he was too weak. All he could do was run away back then, but never again. Naruto hadn't even shown his enemy his technique, and if they did notice it, they died before they could say anything about it. So all they knew was that Naruto can make golden blades and jutsu rain from the heavens. He can shoot them from these golden things, but they didn't see exactly what it was. To them, it just looked like golden distortions in air. So they would label his power godly, and they would put Naruto in a bingo book in the bingo book, but he would be under a classification of his own. He wouldn't be an S rank threat, an SS rank threat, or an SSS rank threat. No, he would be a god rank threat, a threat that nobody in this world could compete with. This would legitimately be the label for Naruto. Do not kill this man. Do not end his kingdom. Leave the hidden, the village, the land of the whirlpool alone. Do not bother. They will be docile as long as you do not anger this kingdom. Stay away from the land of the whirlpool. This would, they would have their own classification. Kakashi would be in the bingo book. He would be a triple S rank threat. He'd be on the level of Asami. Jiraiya and Tsunade would be Kage level threat. They would be triple S rank level threat as well. They would have all of, most of everyone in Naruto's everyone. Oh yeah, and Konohamaru is also relevant to each other. Sasuke unlocked his Rinne Sharingan instead of one like in canon. No, I'm gonna say he still only got one. Yeah, and he can turn it off and on. So instead of like in normal, he can he can switch his eye from having Rinne Sharingan to just normal Sharingan. It's useful to him, it's very useful to him, and that's when Sasuke. That's when Konohamaru would unlock the Sage, Sage version, the 6-path Sage mode version of Kurama's of the KCM. Yeah. So they would have pretty high ranked people. Sorry about all this noise. I'm over here trying to get comfortable. My legs was getting tired. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna pause this for right now. And then I'm gonna come back 5 minutes from now. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ninja, aka Izuku. Wait, why the fuck am I? Same thing happened as in the previous. The exact same. This time I just stopped it because I was gonna stitch these together anyways. And of course they're loud. Like I was saying. Yeah, well, my bad. Anyways, like I was saying, so I stopped the video, and instead of going, I'll wait till later like last time, I just fully stopped the video. So yeah, we're continuing. I don't know exactly where I left off because I didn't want to go listen. Actually, I'm gonna go do it to make sure where I wrote down is actually where I left off. Alright, so I remember, and it was nowhere near close to where I was about to start off. I'm glad I went back to remember where I was at. And so, let's continue. Now, like I was saying, they have oh yeah, by the way, it's not 5 minutes. So this is legitimately insane later. So, yeah. They would have pretty high-ranked people, and no other. Actually, they would all try to, befriend Naruto's kingdom, as the Kages would send people over to Naruto's kingdom. Anyways, they would even send people from their kingdom, well, I said their kingdoms, from their villages to Naruto's kingdom, as Naruto would allow it. He isn't worried about people trying to infiltrate because of all the security he has. His village has grown since a lot of people have had children in his village, and some people from different villages even decided to stay at his village. He knows there's no spies because, well, he can sense if they have any negative thoughts or things about him. And if he feels even the smallest hint of resentment towards himself, they are not allowed in, or towards anyone in his village. And no one really dislikes Naruto. They knew that what they signed up for, it was a war. That was their first reason to go to war with his people. Even though some of their friends and families ended up getting killed, it was they chose to go to war with him. And so a lot of people would start living there. His villager count would be high, as his villagers aren't normal villagers. His people know how to fight, every last one of them. This man, his army is his village. Well, kingdom. Everyone in his kingdom can fight. There are some people who don't, mostly children. Some women who decided not to. And some people who do normal jobs. But even most of the times, they're at least tuning level already. And I mean his tuning level. They're at least mid-tuning level. After that, you can choose whether or not you want to keep training or you want to take up a normal job. And they would choose to do normal jobs. Not all of them, but some of them. And there would be a lot. Like, Ino and her father would start back up their flower shop. Teuchi and his daughter would continue making Ichiraku ramen. There would be so many attractions and stuff in his village that would be different from everything they had seen from any other village. There would be so much stuff in there that Naruto's kingdom would be known as a place that you go when you finally want peace. Away from any conflicts with different villages and all of that. You go to Naruto's kingdom whenever you want peace, right? And so Naruto would be, doing his thing as a king, and I'm gonna say, since he was 13, I'm gonna say 3 years has passed. Naruto is now 16, as well as everyone else that came, well, not everyone else, but everyone else that was in his grade level. So Sasuke, Ino, people like that, they would all also be 16. What's wrong with you, cat? Stop. Don't swing at my microphone. You gotta stop it. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, so everyone else around Naruto's age would be 16, and they would say that since he isn't gonna grow, well, it's gonna stop growing when he turns 18, because that's just the age he said that he'll stop letting his body age at. they'd ask why, and he'd say, because why not? I mean, he could have waited till 21, but he doesn't know. He said he feel better because he's grown. Like, he is already, what, at age 16, Naruto is 5'11". And he'd say by age 16, he'd be around like 6'1", maybe even 6'3", but he doesn't really care about height. He said he might even stop his body from growing now, but he doesn't really care. Him and his friends would still do their things. They'd be chilling. They'd go to hot springs, do all of this other junk. Naruto would tell them that ever since gaining Gilgamesh's own thing, bro is basically, I wouldn't say he's a cheating guy, but he's like Gilgamesh. He doesn't stick to one woman. Let's put it that way, right? Like, if he finds you beautiful, he will outright tell you that, right? And so he would continue doing his everyday thing, and eventually, one day, the Kages would come to him, as they would finally want to sign a peace treaty. Most of their villages, not like all of them, but some of, I'm gonna say about half of each of their populations had left their villages to come and relax in Naruto's village. And so Naruto's village, like his army, because that's what they are, like everyone can fight up in his village. His army is at 500,000 people in total. And Naruto would look at the Kage when they'd finally come. They'd come asking for peace treaties because they wouldn't want to go to war with Naruto again. This would be everyone except for the Hokage, Hiruzen, as he's a stubborn old fool and he wouldn't want to, ally himself with the Whirlpool Village or Kingdom, because that's what it's called, the Whirlpool Kingdom.
60 seconds.
Naruto wouldn't really care, as he's been done talking about or to Hiruzen. He's moved on with his life. It's been 3 years since that war, and he holds no grudge. So he'd ask what's in it for him. They'd say that they want, and they'd say they just want to come over here every now and again and relax. They want to be able to get away from all of the violence, killing, ninja shit. Come relax, because Naruto's place is basically the place where whenever you want to relax, you come there, because he has hot springs, attractions, all of these other things that get you to have fun or to relax you. And Naruto would say, fine, then what do I get in return? They would promise that if Naruto ever needed it, which they doubted, that they'd be at his service if anything should arise. But he'd say that wouldn't be enough, especially considering they need their help. His army, as then that's when A would say that he'd say that he personally can't say for certain that any of them are strong enough to help him if needed. So he'd ask Naruto almost at Midoriya. I was thinking about a different video. He'd ask Izuku. He'd ask Naruto, what does he want from him? And Naruto would think, as he'd say, well, since most of everything y'all can give me is strength, I don't want to. They'd be confused. As he'd say, I want to make sure that no matter what happens, we will always stay on friendly terms. And if you disrespect this peaceful offer, let's say one of your people come and kills one of ours, and ours don't get back and kill them, and you decide to have all out fight towards us, I will erase your village off the face of this earth. Is that okay? As they'd be confused on why he said one of theirs attack his village. People are well trained enough to where when I say don't move, everybody that was just having fun and doing some of everything, everyone would freeze. Except for the Kage who was just standing there. They were talking to Naruto. But everyone would freeze. I mean, everyone in his kingdom would freeze. Like everyone that's a part, like, actually a part of his kingdom. They would freeze. And then he'd say, resume. Like, he wouldn't yell this, but his words carry so much weight that it can be heard throughout his entire kingdom. And so everyone, including Taichi, would freeze. And then he'd say, resume. As they'd continue doing what they were doing. Now, even people who visit know this room. If you come over, no matter how long you visit, and it doesn't matter who you are, if you're here to visit and you want to stay, make sure you follow the rules and regulations of this town or kingdom. If you decide to attack someone and run here to hide from your aggressor or the people chasing after you because you committed a crime, handle them outside the door, and if you can't handle them, do not come in. That's legitimately his, like, that's one of his rules. Another rule is if you do somehow make it in and you have enemies that are after you, they find out you're here and they attack because of you, you will go handle them personally. And if you can't handle them for attacking our base, both of you, all of them, and you will die. And his third rule, if anyone has beef with the king of this kingdom, take it up with him if you can get past his guard. And his right-hand man, which would be Shikamaru. His left-hand man, yes, he has a person for each hand. He has a right-hand man, which is Shikamaru. His left-hand man is Sasuke. And his two guard dogs is Kurama and Konohamaru. These are his top 4 fighters. Well, not top 4 fighters, but like these are the 4 that he trusts the most. Kurama because they've been through a lot together and they are like cousins now. Konohamaru because they're like brothers. Well, I'd say Kurama is like his brother as well. And Shikamaru has been like a brother to him from the beginning, as well as Sasuke. So of course, and those would be the only rules there. As Ino and Hinata would let her hair grow out like in canon, and that she'd be talking to Naruto as he tell her that he's making a peace treaty with the village. As she'd ask him why specifically they came, and he'd say again, they came for a peace treaty. I gave them my rules and regulations, and now I'm waiting for their answer. They all would agree, and they would sign. He would summon a golden piece of paper, as he would write down exactly what he said. He would write down the rules he said, and he'd say, if you break this golden piece of paper will be destroyed. This is also a reason how he knows that everyone who is working or is under him hasn't broken his trust. Because no matter how secretive they be about it, if they betray him or give any intel about him or anything without him knowing to an enemy, that piece of paper will be destroyed. And even if he does know, like he could be right in front of you, and if you're telling the enemy, if you don't know he's there and you're trying to be sneaky about it, and you say something about him, he could be standing right across from you, and you just don't notice him, you think you're being secretive about it. If that piece of paper works, it's gonna kill you. And each of them would sign the paper saying that they have no plans of they would all leave this area. Well, not leave, like they'd go in, they'd walk away from Naruto to where they were going. Now, Naruto would leave with Hinata and Ino as they'd be talking. They'd be talking about Rainbow. These three have been very close the whole time Naruto has been in his kingdom. He was already pretty close with Hinata, even though she used the first. Afterwards, she really broke the backbone, and now she's quite flirtatious with Naruto. And Ino, who has grown a liking to Naruto, would have also grown very flirtatious. She would have also grown very flirtatious with Naruto. Now, after this, they would continue. Naruto would take them to their, homes, and both of them would kiss him on, either cheek. He would walk off as he'd smirk, saying that those two girls have been very beautiful in the time that they've been here, and that's when their fathers would come out and say that they're off limits. By the way, that not all of the Hyugas are there. No, I'm gonna say the Hyugas decided to come over to Naruto's place. He didn't didn't want to, but Hinata and Neji persuaded him, and they got rid of the crests on the branch family. There is no longer a branch family in the Hyuga clan. There is just the Hyuga clan. And none of them have betrayed Naruto. All of them are on great terms, and Naruto and Hinata's father have even gotten better. And they're in better spirits now. Now, Naruto would be walking, like I said, he would have said that they've grown quite beautiful in the while they've been here, and they're trying quite hard to get him to notice them, but he already has noticed them. And then their fathers would appear saying that he's just a two-timer that's playing their daughters. And Naruto would say that isn't the case, and he has no right to claim either of them, as he wants them to figure out how they're going to do this, because he's not one to choose one over the other. He's not the type to choose one person over the other. And, they'd kind of look at him and be confused on why he's, how is he just talking to them that calmly about which daughter of whose they're going to date. Well, he's going to date. And Naruto would say that, plus, I have no reason or to say that either of them aren't my type. I like both of them, and choosing one of them is that I've ever been through. Plus, choosing one over the other would put me in a sticky situation, which would also be harder than any fight I've ever been through. So, yeah, because if I chose Ino over Hinata, I would have you, Neji, and a whole bunch of other
The sun is now shrinking.
If I were to choose Hinata over Ino, I would have you and Shikamaru, Choji, and a few others after me. It's really a lose-lose situation. Plus, like I said, I wasn't going to choose just one of them. If given a choice, I would have chosen both of them. Little known to Naruto, the two girls would have been there because they didn't find their fathers, and so they assumed they went after Naruto. They both would have met and then were about to turn the corner, only to hear Naruto talking about them with their dads. The two fathers would tell Naruto that he could go, and the two girls, blushing, would be standing there until they would hear their fathers come in and would rush back to their houses. Naruto didn't notice them because he wasn't paying attention, as he was genuinely speaking from his heart. He wasn't bullshitting, right? And so Naruto the next day would be relaxing in his, in his room, as he'd be eating some grapes that he got from the one second. Hold on, this shit. Bruh, it's this shit. Hold on. Alright, I don't know why I accidentally turned on the phone. I mean, you only saw my fingers, so yeah.
4 squads remain.
And probably my ceiling fan, but I doubt it. All right. Now, like I was saying, I tried to pause to drink some water. I accidentally hit the camera. That was like, oh shit. Turned it off, turned it back on accident because I double clicked it, tapped it again to turn it back off. I was like, shit, I'm still recording. Went pause, turned it off, turned it back on accident while trying to restart it, and then hurry up and turn it off. So it was pretty chaotic. But continuing. Now, like I was saying, he would be eating grapes that he got out of. He would be eating grapes that he would have gotten out of the gates.
3 squads remaining.
Valvalon? With a V? It's crazy. Out of the gate of Babylon. He would be laying in his bed while eating it, as he would lazily go to grab another, only for another hand to reach into it and pull out a grape for him. Pull out a thing of grapes. As they would place it by his mouth and he'd bite into it and say that whoever it is, he's thankful. And that's when Hinata would say that it was no problem. And Ino would take one off of there and put it in his mouth after he would swallow the first. He would thank her and she would say that it was also still not a problem. He would be confused on why they're so, like, why? And they wouldn't really say anything, but they would be blushing, but not in a embarrassed way. They would just be blushing while staring at Naruto, who is very much shirtless, laying on his bed. He would say that he'll be out in a minute, and if they want, they can wait outside or go sit down. He'll change real quick, and he'll be out. They'd say that no, and by the way, they still get missions. Like, they actually get, like, missions, like ninjas. And I'll get into one of the missions soon. Naruto still chooses to go on missions. He just usually goes on S-rank missions alone. Sometimes with Konohamaru and Sasuke with him, or even just with him and Kurama. But usually he leaves Kurama in the village because guard dog. But on normal S-rank missions, he'll just send Sasuke or like any other high-ranking person, like any high Jonin, mid to high Jonin and up. Low Jonins are sent on A-rank missions and below, and any rank below low Jonin are also sent on missions deserving of their status. Now, Naruto would ask them, don't they have a mission? As that mission would have came from the Hyuga head. He would have ordered something, but a neighboring small village would have taken it. Not one of the great nation, like one of the great villages. Just a small village nearby would have taken it. They were robbed by bandits, and Naruto would say that, do they want to go, handle that? Naruto would say that he'll go with if they want, but they'd say that they already handled it. And they'd ask for a reward, as Naruto would say, well, you did complete it quite quickly, so what do you want? As they'd both say that they'd want a kiss, and Naruto would choke on a grape that he was eating, as he'd be shocked that he didn't assume that they'd be that bold. 1 second. You want to know what's crazy? Oh, no, never mind, it started back up. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but Bear is crying in the background. You probably heard the first two, because they were very loud. But as soon as I paused, I swear to God, as soon as I paused, it stopped. And then I started back, and the baby, whoever was crying, I don't know who's crying. I don't know if it's a baby or one of my little cousins or whoever. But they started back crying. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it stopped, so we'll leave this. Now, like I was saying, after this, Naruto would say, like, did you just say a kiss? As they'd say, can you not give us one? As if they were sad, and Naruto was like, I can't kiss anyone. That's like if Sasuke would have came up to me and said, hey, yo, bro, you want to kiss me? Like, what? As they say, they're girls, and of course Sasuke wouldn't say that. Plus, didn't you already kiss Sasuke? As he'd say, hey, we don't talk about that. We all clearly know that guy bumped into me, and we both found it after I wiped out my mouth with bleach. Like, I almost died from it too because I tried to swallow it. I had to go to the hospital afterwards. And it wasn't the same thing. And so they started bothering him, saying that how could he kiss Sasuke? And they thought that he wanted all of this, and he'd give in and he'd side, saying that he would. He'd say fine. As they say really, he would walk up to them and he would lift Ino's chin since he's a bit taller than her. She would be caught off guard by this, and he would kiss her, and then he would walk over to Hinata, who was a bit shy, since this is her first kiss. And I'm gonna say Ino's was too, but she was more ready for it. Hinata would hesitate, so there is no hesitation now. We're already here. As he would kiss her, and then one second. But yeah, like I was saying. Alright, I'm back. Now I'm gonna retry that because, like I said, my family was very out, and they came by my bedroom door and started talking loud as shit. So Hinata would start to back away from Naruto, not fully, like just out of pure being kinda afraid. Naruto would tell her that they're already in the moment and that she should, if she really wants this,
10 points remaining.
go for it. And he would start to close in on her, as she would remember all of the times that she watched Naruto, how much she loves Naruto, and how bold she has gotten. And she would take a deep breath and then spring forward, not like actually jumping, but getting on her tippy toes and kissing Naruto, who would be kind of shocked, but he would kiss her back, and then after a while they would break apart. Ino would complain, saying that he just kissed her and he had a full-on makeout session with Hinata. He would say that she wouldn't let him go, and that was kind of her fault. After they, the two would keep trying to outlast the other, and Naruto would overwhelmed it, run away. As he'd say that he'd be back later, and the two of them would talk with each other and come down with an agreement. They plan on sharing Naruto, and even though it'll be kind of hard to later on, because knowing Naruto and how good looking he is, he would probably have more than just them, but they know that to Naruto, they are the people in his life right now. And so, regardless of whoever might come later, they are going to be with Naruto until they die. Naruto is going to die since he's a demigod. But they don't want to leave Naruto. They would be talking about this and walking around the village. Naruto would have seen this, and while walking next to them, would have said that he doesn't plan on letting anyone that he deems worthy of being with him forever to die before him. So don't worry. Everyone that I personally said will be with me would be alive to outlive even their children. Yeah, it's kind of a dick thing to say, but at the same time, I don't want. Nah. Yeah, that might be a dick thing to say. But the two would say that regardless, they'll stay with them forever if they have to. And since their children would be half a demigod, what would they be? Because he'd say they wouldn't be mortal per se, but they would live longer than normal humans. They'd probably live about 100, no, maybe 1,000 years. And their children will probably live like 500, and then their children will live 100 until they become fully mortal and live, well, the normal standard, which is usually 80 to 100 years. And, they would say then, well, since they'll be able to live with him forever, he doesn't have to worry about having a bleak future since they'll always be with him. And Sasuke and the rest of the group would have been walking together and would have heard Naruto, and they would have said that they're fine with outliving everyone else, as they would want to stay by Naruto because they don't want him to live a life of constantly watching everyone die and him staying alive alone with only Kurama. Naruto would say that he's glad that everyone is choosing this, but they won't know how they'll feel after watching their children die for the first time. But that's when they'd say that, won't that be, well, for his children, won't that be 1,000 years from now? And since he'll be making them partially immortal, or however he plans on doing whatever to them. Sorry about that. Whatever he plans on doing to them, isn't it gonna make them live longer? Why can't he just make them partially demigod or whatever he said he's gonna do to Hinata? And you know, Naruto would say that he's making them immortal, so they would live for as long as he does. And if he dies, well, so do they. Well, not at the same time. If he dies before they die, then a few years later, like let's say 2 years, like 13 years after he dies, they'll die. So yeah, they be there for a while. So yeah, like I was saying, after this, Naruto would say that that's enough of this, and that he doesn't want to talk about it anymore, and he wants to speak on something else, lighten up the mood. As Naruto would say that, why don't they all go on a group mission or something? As he'd say, I do have a triple S rank mission if you guys want to come. Hinata and Ino would say that they have stuff to do. They can't, but they wish they could. Naruto would say it's fine. And the two would kiss him on the cheek before running off, waving. They would ask, did something happen? And all the two of them seemed, Naruto would say, well, we're not anything official yet, I assume, but they did ask for a kiss from beating their missions, and then tried to suffocate me with kisses. So, yeah, I guess we're getting there. Plus, we were just talking about children, so I would assume you're in a relationship or somewhere like there. They would see that Naruto is quite dense, but he wouldn't say anything. They would ask Naruto would ask who's that coming. That's Konohamaru, Sasuke, Kakashi, Itachi would say no. Shisui would say that he can't go because him and Kakashi they can't go. Jiraiya would say that him and Tsunade have to go far out to look at a different village that they know of and that has people that could bring to them. They're pretty powerful people, and they have to also take place. Naruto would say that he knows a guy that taught Asuna something, and he said he would go there, but then again the leaf footage already happened. By the way, this guy didn't die to Hidan's prophecy because of the war, and the two being atomized by Konohamaru. So yeah, he's gonna die. I don't remember his name, but the guy who had the bootleg version of Netero's ability, or Netero's bootleg version of his ability, it's one of the two. I'm pretty sure OG Naruto dropped the episode about him later. I don't know. I don't think that was OG Naruto. No, that was Shippuden. I don't know if Shippuden Hunter x Hunter. So I'm not too sure. But I think that Netero's ability is a copy of that ability. I'm not too sure. Yeah, if you know who or what Netero's Nin ability is, the 1,000 hand Buddha thing, 100 hand Buddha thing. That dude basically had that, except for it's like a human-sized statue. Well, not exactly human-sized, like an 8-foot tall statue thing with 100 hands. I don't remember. The other is impressive too. Now, sorry about that. I was just making a cookie. I should have beef. So yeah, he tells Shikamaru that if he doesn't want to come, he has an S-rank mission for him. But Shikamaru would say, of course he's coming. He's not missing out on a mission with the boys, you know, because it's mostly just all just guys there. There's Naruto, Sasuke, Konohamaru, Shikamaru, Kakashi. And Naruto would ask Kakashi, did he ever find Yamato? But he'd say he did. It's just the Leaf Village. He has ties to the Leaf Village via someone. But the Uchiha, all of them would say that someone tried to infiltrate the village. And Kurama would pull up saying that he knows who did it and they're from the Leaf Village. Naruto would ask, was it Hiruzen? But that's when the Uchiha, mostly Fugaku, like this would be before Itachi and Shikari even left. They were about to go on their mission to fight Orochimaru. Why? Because they the Sani, former Sani, now Kage, they're still known as the legendary Sani, but they're Kage level. They were sending Itachi and Shikari to go after Orochimaru. They would pause when the other Uchiha did it. When I say not all of them, but a lot of them, Fugaku, the Naruto has from Minma's where he has the police force, the Uchiha police force. So yeah, Fugaku, the Uchiha police force, and a few others that have their Mangekyo Sharingan already have it. The others at best have their 3 Tomoe. The others have their Mangekyo Sharingan, and Fugaku was about to have them swap their eyes, but that's when someone showed up and tried to attack them. He kidnapped a child Uchiha who already has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan in both eyes, and Naruto would send all of them after. That's when Naruto would say, it seems we have to go visit the Leaf again before our mission. As the boys, Naruto, Sasuke, Konohamaru, Shikamaru. Fuck! Naruto, Sasuke, Konohamaru, Shikamaru, head out with the Uchiha. Naruto would tell the Uchiha to encircle the Leaf Village. He would tell the boys that they're going through the front door. And so he'd start walking in with them. As Naruto would be wearing his fit, he would still be shirtless because he didn't want to and because he didn't want to wear a shirt. He'd be shirtless. He would walk through the gate first, and that's when an alarm would go off. As Danzo had warned the Hokage that Naruto and his forces, the Uchiha were coming, but no, someone worse came, Naruto. As the others, they went to different access points of the village. Like Sasuke and Shikamaru moved back to. Kakashi went over the wall. It was 5 of them. So Naruto went through the east gate, Sasuke went through the west gate. Shikamaru and Kakashi went through the east. And Konohamaru went through the south. Yeah, north, south, east. Yeah, I had to make sure I ain't forget one. Yeah, so each of them would enter an access point of the Leaf as multiple sirens would be going off. As Naruto would be heading for the Hokage Manor, Kakashi and Shikamaru were heading for the meetup spot that Naruto had for the others. You see, these alarms weren't going off because of them, because Naruto hid their presence, and they all know a jutsu that Naruto created. It's for invisibility. Everyone in his village knows this. Well, not everyone that's there, but any fighter of his village knows this jutsu. sure, it's an S rank jutsu, but Naruto created it and decided to teach it to everyone. And so the others would walk in using their invisibility and would mask their presence. That's how they got through without triggering any alarms. When Hiruzen, almost said Iruka. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Now, like I was saying, so after this, Naruto would walk up as him and Hiruzen would meet face to face. Naruto is taller than Hiruzen, as he would look down on him, not by very much, but he'd look down at him as he'd tell him to give back the Uchiha that they stole. As he'd say, if you don't, I will have my people rain hellfire amongst this village. As Hiruzen would say that he has no such knowledge of an Uchiha child being stolen and brought here. As he'd say, of course you don't, because that's what Danzo didn't tell you. As he'd say that's blasphemy. By the way, when Naruto killed the elders, Danzo wasn't there. That's why. But well, council members. Yeah, I said council members when he killed them, and not just the elders. It wasn't just the elders. It was council members. Yeah, so by the way, the elders were the two old guys, if I remember correctly. Like, they was real old, and then the council members, well, village council members. Yeah, so he murked all of them. Except for Danzo, because like I said, he wasn't there when Naruto killed him. Now,
The enemy has captured
Kakashi would tell Naruto via an earpiece that was created by the Nara clan with the help of that Naruto's new intellect from the other world and his knowledge of technology from that world, plus his knowledge of all of this other stuff, and then using the Nara clan for their intelligence and the Yamanaka clan for their use of long range to like talking to people and shit like that. Like using all of them for Naruto's like they easily made earpieces, they have phones, they have all this shit over there, right? So via earpiece, Kakashi would ring in that they found Danzo's base exactly where he thought it was, and they snuck in. They see that Danzo is attempting to steal the eyes of the child and put it on his left arm, if I remember correctly. No, I think it was his right arm. He's attempting to put the eyes in his arm, because his arm is filled with past Uchiha eyes that he dug up and took their eyes. And seeing as the boy has the 3 Tomoe, he was going to torture him until his Mangekyo awakened, and then was going to rip his eyes out and put his arm. As the Uchiha who also heard this, they also have earpieces. Would all go invisible and ask Kakashi for where they are. They would all go they would be entering around the village, as he'd tell them that it's outside the village by the left side, so go through the east. I said, go out towards the east side, and then take a left. And they just ask, why didn't he say, just, they're coming. All of them would start hitting Shisui with a body flicker. He wanted to get them quicker. Itachi would have turned into crows, vanishing and going as he'd keep up with Shisui. As Fugaku would be leading the rest, as while invisible, you can see other invisible people. I'm not saying that's actually it, but they can see each other because of their sound. Naruto can see invisible people. He's Naruto. And so he would be looking at the people past as he would Hiruzen would notice Naruto's look as he'd ask, what is he looking at? As a breeze would go clean past them. As Naruto would flick up his arm as if he were catching something. This was a fake, because when the Uchiha first passed, Itachi went through the middle, went through him and dropped him a piece of paper. He pretended he caught something in the air, as Hiruzen would stop focusing on what Naruto was looking at, as he'd open up his hand and read the paper. And then Hiruzen would ask what it was, as Naruto would put a genjutsu on it by just looking at it. As he'd show it to Hiruzen, he would say that it's just, why is there a seat in the air? As he'd tell him to just throw it out. Naruto would say, sure. As he'd ball it up, and with a slick maneuver of his hand, he'd throw it like he drop it, pretending he flicked it out of the air. As he would have swapped it, he would have ripped a piece of the paper at the bottom, all that up as well. And when he slid the normal into his pocket, he threw the other part and he kept the genjutsu. He would tell Hiruzen that since he doesn't know anything, he'll go look for Danzo himself. But Hiruzen, like Naruto accounted for, said that he'll look for he'll get Danzo to return his Uchiha like he promised. And Naruto would ask him why he's being so nice. And that's when he'd say that he just doesn't have the time or people to go to war with him over an Uchiha he can keep. Naruto would start to leave as the alarms would go off. Like they wouldn't be turned off anymore. Like they'd turn off. And then all of a sudden they'd hear a loud boom as they'd see like 100 Uchihas. Plus Kakashi, Sasuke, Konohamaru, and Shikamaru all jumping at Danzo, who is holding a kid. As he'd yell at them, but then all of a sudden Shisui would appear in front of Danzo and grab him by the face. Itachi would go past him, grabbing the kid, and he would go to slam Danzo, but Danzo would reach up and try to snatch one of his eyes, only for Konohamaru, he would be holding out his finger as if he was shooting a finger gun. It would shoot off a Rasengan, which would blow off his hand. As Shisui would have body flickered away from him, and the explosion would have sent him flying back into the air as he was right next to Naruto, right behind Naruto, walking away, and right in front of Hiruzen. As Naruto would say, it seems we found him. Never mind though. He'd start to leave, but then block something on his back without even looking. He would have used the gates of Babylon to block, as two blades would have been launched as these golden ripply portals. As Hiruzen's bow staff would have been blocked, and that's when Danzo would have reached and grabbed one of his swords, only for his arm to be shot clean off. Naruto would say, "Look at your filthy one-line weapons." Naruto would walk over to the sword he touched. He would wipe it off, and then he disintegrate it to particles, and then reform it as a new sword in his head. As he then put it into the gate of Babylon and tried his axe. As the swords blocking Hiruzen would vanish, as Naruto would cut the bow staff clean in half. This is a Monkey King's bow staff. And Hiruzen would have jumped away as his bow staff had been broken, only for Naruto's axe to fly at him as the hilt of it would slam into him. And that's when Shikamaru would catch Hiruzen using shadow style. He's wrapped him as Kakashi would appear and slam Chidori clean through his throat. As he'd say, "Never attack my king again." 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, but like I was saying, as you just heard, my family is like, yeah. Well, little cousins specifically, they don't know how to talk calm. They always speak loud as shit.
The enemy has captured a point.
But yeah, like I was saying, Kakashi would slam at Chidori through his gut, not killing him, but like slamming at Chidori through his face. He'd say, "Didn't I tell you?
Your team has captured a point.
To never raise a hand at me." By the way, Kakashi had fought Hiruzen before. Naruto fought the other fifth time. That's why when he told them to grab him, obviously Hiruzen wasn't ready to grab him, and Naruto would have killed him. So yeah, he'd say this. Hiruzen would fused into a log, but only for another hilt to slam into his forehead. as he would have tried to sneak Naruto with the Monkey King's bow staff this time. As Naruto would catch the axe and then slam it into the bow as he'd go flying up in the air.
The enemy has
As
captured
from
a
above
point.
him, Itachi and Shisui would activate their Susanos as everyone in the village would see this. As they both slam punches onto him. Like they both punch him. Like Itachi and like at the same time. Their fists would clash up against each other and then slam into him at once. He'd go flying down only to be against the tentacles.
The enemy
And
has
this
captured a
time,
point.
the tentacles would pierce in his hands and feet. He would have no time to substitute as Kakashi would slap him with a lightning blade. Not a Chidori, but with a lightning blade. Because
Your team has captured a
lightning
point.
blade, from what I know, it doesn't pierce, it just hits hard.
Your team
So
has
he'd
captured a point.
slap him across the face with a lightning blade. As Hiruzen would crackle with electricity and yell out in pain, as the people would have came to see their Hokage being tortured. As they would yell at Naruto, calling him and his people a demon. And Naruto would aim his gates of Babylon as these golden portals would surround everyone. As multiple of them would start to Jesus, why the fuck was I stuttering so hard? Multiple of the portals would summon blades out as they'd all point towards him. And then they would start to fire. But that's when Hiruzen would yell at Naruto not to kill his people and to have a heart. But Naruto said, when I had a heart, no one fucking cared. As he wouldn't kill everyone. He would just barely miss them, making them all have cuts and scratches across them. As they'd vanish, as he'd say, but you're right, they did nothing to me. So for now, they'll live. Naruto would then start to walk away with his people, and Hiruzen would cough through bloody teeth, saying that Naruto is just not human. He can no longer call himself human. As Naruto would say, of course I'm not just a mere human, you fucking mongrel. As Hiruzen would be shocked as Naruto would say, I'm a fucking demigod. Didn't I already tell you this? As he'd then say that, unlike the mongrels in front of him and his warriors that are behind him, he has no worries for any of them. And if he wanted to, he'd cut off his legs and make him bow before him like the mongrel he is, as he makes him eat the dirt that his bloody legs were just on. Do not try me. I will kill you. As he'd point a chain at him, this would be one of Enkidu's chains, as it would be pointed towards him. And then all of a sudden it'd fly out. But then it'd stop right before his head. As he'd say, see? Right there. You couldn't even react to it. Yet you were once called the... What was it? Weren't you like the student of both the first and second Hokage or some shit like that? God, you're pathetic. I hope you were stronger in your prime, because this version of you is just shit terrible. I can't believe someone like you was trained by someone as great as them. And that's when, from behind Naruto, the person that Itachi and Shisui were originally after. Alright, so yeah, like I was saying, he would say that this would be way too easy to kill him. And that's when all of a sudden, the guy that Itachi and Shisui were originally about to go get and kill would show himself, as he would say, so you respect the first and second Hokage so much. What about if I summon the first, second, and fourth? As he'd slap his hands on the ground and yell summoning jutsu, or I forgot what the fuck the jutsu was called. Don't get me wrong. I know it wasn't the summoning jutsu, but he would have said summoning jutsu. I'm pretty sure that's how. Anyways, he would summon them as all three of them would come out, and they'd look at the village. The village is not thriving. I mean, sure, it's okay. But they would see the injured villagers. They would see Naruto and his group, they would see Hiruzen in bad shape and beat up with cuts all over and stab wounds in his hands and feet. He would see Danzo, well, they would see Danzo on the ground as he'd be missing a whole arm. This would be the arm that he had the Uchiha eyes in. And he also would have been missing his eye that he had an Uchiha eye in. Like, and they'd ask what's going on here. As Naruto would look over at them. And that's when Minato would go and say something to him. But that's when Orochimaru and Hiruzen would say that Naruto and his crew did this. As Minato would stop, as he'd say, "What?" As Naruto would say, "I indeed did this. I definitely did this." He would say this with no remorse in his voice at all. As the second Hokage, seeing the Uchiha, would say, "I knew I should have eradicated you bunch." As Naruto would say, "What the hell did you just say to my people?" As he'd say, "What, are you an Uchiha?" But Naruto would say, "Hell no. These are my subjects, and you dare talk dirt on them?" As he'd flare his chakra, saying, "Boy, don't test me." But Naruto would say, "He must not know who he's talking to." As he'd turn back, glaring at him, as his huge amount of chakra would press down on everyone there. And it would cover the entirety of the Leaf Village. As this blue, huge amount of chakra would not just be pulling upwards, but outwards. It would be damning to try and even breathe. As Naruto would glare at him with even worse malicious intent that he had towards Danzo or even Hiruzen. As he'd say, "I know damn well you aren't talking down on one of my or any of my subjects. You see, I always knew you had something against the Uchiha. I didn't really care about that because back then y'all were at war. But discriminating against the ones I have with me now that are so faithful to me and my kingdom will get you killed. I don't care if you are the second Hokage. I don't care who the fuck your brother was, and I don't give a shit about this village." As he'd say, "You know what? Actually, I'm thinking about destroying this bitch now." As his chakra would stop, and he'd summon EA as he'd reach out and grab it out of this golden portal. As the first Hokage, this being Hashirama, his eyes would widen as he'd say, "Wait, someone was able to lift that blade?" As he'd start trying to calm down Naruto, he would tell him that that isn't necessary. And the Uchiha, Sasuke, Kakashi, Shikamaru, like all of them would have been running. They would have ran out of the village as Naruto would start to float up. And Minato would appear next to Naruto as he'd ask him not to do this. He'd be holding on to Naruto's leg. He doesn't know what this weapon is, but it feels dangerous. As Naruto would look down on him and ask, why is he trying to save the village that beat the hell out of his child every day for however many years it was? He doesn't care to remember. He would say they discriminated against me so bad that they removed the Nine Tails from me. And then beat me. And then brought me back to a stage to be executed. But then wanted my body to rot in prison. And if I were to survive, they were going to behead me in front of everyone. While people were throwing stones at my unconscious body. The last bit of the Nine Tails chakra healed me enough to where I stayed alive. A guy had to pretend to be Jiraiya so he could heal me, but he got beheaded in the place of Jiraiya for me to escape. And you think I'm gonna spare this shithole after they decided to go to war with me 3 years ago, and then lost, and then decided to try and kidnap an Uchiha to do more experiments and make more Uchiha? Yeah, you're crazy. As Hiruzen, hearing all of this, would say that you shouldn't have been born in the first place. As the first Hokage and Minato would look at him and ask, wait, so you're saying that his words are true? And the second Hokage, who had been still kind of in shock, would say, that boy has way too much power. We need to leave. As the first three Hokage, well, minus Hiruzen, well, I said first three. The first and second Hokage would appear next to I almost said Obito, I almost said Hiruzen. Minato, they would be grabbing onto Minato as Naruto would be floating over them as he'd yell, Enuma Elish, as that bitch would fly out of like a huge beam would come out of his sword, as it would lay waste to the Leaf Village, as it'd be nothing but a crater left, as an explosion would go off, and that would be it for the Leaf Village. Hashirama would sob a bit, but Naruto would say, well, he kind of killed the guy that summoned them, but since he's OP as shit, he'll revive them. As he'd he'd hold his hand out towards them as he'd put the sword back in the portal, and while they were fading, the fake body would fall out of them, and then the ashes that were fading off of them would come back and rematerialize into an actual body. They would be revived. They weren't dead and they aren't immortal. They are just revived. Like once more, as Naruto would ask, where's his mom? As Minato would say, he sealed her body inside of him. As he'd say, you did what? As he'd place his hand on his chest, as he'd try to search for any remnants of what might not be there anymore because of his merger with Gilgamesh, but he would find it. It definitely is a fragment of someone. It's very weak and almost gone. He would stab into his chest as he'd pull out this red string of hair. Like for some reason he'd find this in his body. As he'd hold it in his hand, teleporting back to his base. As he'd give them the rundown of his kingdom. And they'd be shocked. He revived Whirlpool and has such an army. He took down the Leaf Village in one fell swoop. As every one of his people made it back to his village almost instantaneously. It didn't take them long because, like I said, they're fast and they're strong as shit. So they would make it back to his village almost in 3 minutes tops. Naruto's wound from stabbing himself would be healed, and Minato would sigh, saying that he almost had a heart attack, that Naruto would do something like that. And then Naruto would have Kakashi fully give them the rundown on what happened, as he'd say that he's going to go bring his mom back. Naruto would head to his room as he'd lay the hair on the table, and he'd place his hands out as he'd ask Ino and Hinata to go get clothes ready for his mom, as he'd pour an insane amount of chakra into this one string of hair, as he'd say this should be the right amount of chakra for a normal for a normal Uzumaki, as he'd turn it into a ball that would be floating in his hand, and then he'd place it on his chest, and then his heart would come out and blow out of his chest. Like the back of his chest would be blown out, as he'd rip his heart out and place it into the blue spear, as he would, his heart and everything would heal. Like he'd grow a new heart and his body would heal. He would place the heart into the blue sphere of energy, as by the way, he did not put the blue sphere up to his chest. I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, I just realized that. He placed the blue sphere with the hair in it is on the table. He made it into a ball and left it there. He stabbed into his chest, pulling out his heart. His body regenerated itself, growing a new heart. He placed his old heart into the sphere. And then he started constructing a body from it. As he would ask his father on how his mother looked before that. As he would have said that he can't really explain it, but she was a beautiful red-haired lady, and the only beautiful red-haired lady Naruto has ever met was Karin. By the way, he has met her. And so he would try to make her look like Karin, except for not with the biting fetish. By the way, she is in his village. She got away from Orochimaru and is cool with Sasuke. She likes Naruto, but is cool with Sasuke. Now he would start to imagine Karin, but older and more intense, like his father would say, and he would eventually make a perfect replica of his mother, and then take the spirit from the piece of hair and everything that he just like the heart and everything was made. The heart and hair was made into like he used that to make a body, and then ripped the soul from the hair and placed it into her body as the blue sphere full of chakra would be absorbed into her, which would put her in a state of shock and then fully wake her up as she would be revived, and she would breathe in and out heavily as Naruto would be covering his eyes since his mother. As with his eyes covered and eyes closed, he would say that he's glad to meet her finally, but she would hug him and cry on his shoulder saying that she's sorry that she couldn't do anything to help him, and she's glad that he's doing better and was able to get his revenge. She would be rambling on because that's Kushina, and Minato, hearing this familiar voice, would rush into the room as he'd see his naked wife hugging his son, as he'd yell a bit as Hinata and Ino would both run in, finally having to close. As Naruto, with his eyes still closed, would say that it's fine as he'd be hugging his mom. The two girls would pull her off of him and tell her to put something on as she finally realized that she's naked. She'd see that Naruto had his eyes closed but was still blushing because female body. Guys react. Yeah. Anyways, Naruto would say that he's glad that she's alive and he can't wait to finally meet her, but please put on some clothes. She would, and Naruto would finally open his eyes. By the way, she doesn't have the exact copy of her clothes because she didn't, like, they don't know what she wore. They just got her some clothing. Now, Naruto would finally meet his mother as he'd say that it was fine that she didn't and wasn't able to help him. It's fine. He didn't want her to put herself in danger anyways. That he's glad to finally meet his parents. The first two Hokage would ask, why is this place so peaceful? Like, how was he able to do this? Especially damn, what's his name? Hashirama. He would ask how he was able to get his kingdom so peaceful, because he could never get the Leaf Village to be this peaceful. He wished it was, and that way a lot of the conflicts that were happening wouldn't happen. As Naruto would say that, well, you see, the reason his village is so peaceful is because everyone trusts him to be able to handle any problems. And any problems they start, they know for a fact they'll be able to handle. He has strict rules under this village that he told them, and if they want to stay, they have to abide by those rules. As he'd say, you too, mom and dad, as they'd say that that's fine. Naruto would say that, sure, he's quite young and not as experienced, like actually as them, but he's still quite experienced. And he has a lot of experience with, training people and doing all of this other stuff. Naruto would say that it doesn't matter how should I put this, who you are. Once you're in his village, you're under his territory and under his rule. And he'd say, don't worry, the snake that brought you back, I technically killed him, but surely there's probably some way he's still alive. Anyways, yeah, but Naruto would say that he's broken the control that Orochimaru had over them, regardless of him still possibly being alive. Now, they'd say thank you and that they would like to stay here and would even want to join their his village. Naruto would say that they were Kage before they died. And his mom was probably most likely a Jonin. But they already been Kage level in his village. As they'd be confused, including Hiruzen. Including Hashirama. As he'd say, Hashirama is probably Sannin level, but not Kage level. As he'd say, second Hokage is most likely mid Jonin level, and his dad, who was around that level, if not a bit higher, is probably high Jonin level. His mom is like high Chunin level. as she'd be bummed out, but he'd say, "Don't worry, I train everyone that comes here before they even join the system." As he'd say, "So your training begins now," and this is where I leave this part off. Now, I hope you enjoyed. Don't worry, the series isn't gonna end after 2 parts. Well, 3 parts. Hold on, gotta make sure. We finna go on a little adventure. Oh yeah, I have new series as yet left. Y'all haven't even seen these yet. Shit, you won't even see this one. Actually, I might drop these because I haven't dropped in a while. So yeah, we have Itachi and Shisui I almost said Naofumi Nagamo. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this new one this shit fire as fuck. Where is it? Karma and Nagisa Deku, bro. I swear to God, that shit fire. I'm gonna be dropping this one at the same time as when I'm dropping Shadow Monarch Deku. So these two will be going at the same time. These are the only 2 series I will be focusing on at the same time. 7 Tanjiro. I haven't made a new part 2 yet. I think this shit is still like 2 parts. Yugi and Tarash is still only at 1 part. So yeah, there is a lot of, well, not a lot of new series. It's like obviously this one that you're listening to. There's a lot. I mean, I have a lot of ideas. Like I have a series that, again, I'm not gonna spoil for you guys because I haven't figured out a character. But randomly one of these days, y'all gonna see a poll where I'm gonna just put not all of the characters I know, but I'm gonna put up a thing and I'm gonna ask you, who do you want to see me give that ability to, or not ability, more so technique too. You can hear my fan a lot louder now because I knocked. It's out in the open again. So yeah, yeah, I have more that I don't. Hold on, let's go to screen record. I can tell you exactly. All right, so this is this is the second part. Yeah, because these 2 are part 1, and then this is part 2, and then the part that I'm recording right now is also part 2. So yeah, but I have 4 parts to this series. I have this one that is an hour, this one, and this one as well. So all of these are an hour long at best. And now Itachi and Shisui Nagamo is this one and this one. These 2 they are fire. I ain't gonna lie. They kind of cool with it, you know. I mess with it. Ignore this. They say 8 minutes, and this is what. Oh shit! I didn't even post this to y'all yet. Have I? I'm gonna have to. Anyways, I'm gonna end this part off here before I keep going. Yeah, but don't worry. This isn't the last part to this. I hope you guys enjoyed. And with that being said, go.